I've been fascinated with art and music my entire life. In my adult life, I've been blessed to have met so many immensely talented visual and musical artists. Many from here in my own backyard. Kansas City has an abundant wealth of talented creators of original art. Join me, William Saunders, on a journey to illuminate the hidden architecture of creativity, how artists see, feel, imagine, and realize their inner worlds by engaging in open, exploratory dialogue. By bridging the rational and the intuitive, we aim to inspire fellow creators and curious audiences to appreciate the deeper forces behind visual and musical expression.
Inside the Creative Mind with your host, William Saunders.
I don't know about you, but at the end of every year, especially around the holidays, always seems like a really reflective time. Not only do I reflect on the prior year, but I think it's just a general life thing that, and it always happens this time of year. My birthday's in January, so it all kind of blends together between the holidays and my birthday, but they're always a reflective time. And, this year, at the end of 2025, this year's been a doozy in so many ways. I have so much to be grateful for. And that's the theme that we're going to talk about throughout this video. So when I say it's a really reflective time, not only do I look at the past year and kind of everything that's transpired and really start thinking about the new year and doing my own strategic planning, I also look at just life in general, where I've been throughout the years. Well, I think a lot about childhood and Christmases as a child and the wonder of it all. And I have to remind myself that I have to still maintain that inner child's wonderment. And I find that this series that I've created, Inside the Creative Mind, provides me with so much of that. I get so up for these episodes, and it has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with the person who's on the other side of this conversation. And I've been so fortunate to know so many talented people, and you'll get to meet more and more of these as I create them. So I wanted to start by just throwing that out, that this is a reflective period. And I'm curious, what do you reflect on during the holidays? Is it years past? Is it the year that just concluded? Do you do a lot of planning for the next year? I'm just curious about, what it is you do. Now let's talk a little bit about gratitude. Point of this is I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the opportunities I've had. I'm grateful for the opportunities I have before me. And that's how I'm kind of center myself. I don't look at what other people have and have this sense of envy. I don't look at life and say, hey, I wish it was, like this, or wish it was like that. More, I try to be more in the moment and enjoy things as they are. And, obviously, it'd be a dream come true if this channel would, suddenly blossom to 100,000 subscribers, and the monetization of the channel could, really take hold. That would be amazing. Do I count on that? No, of course not. This is a labor of love, and anything I can get back from it is just a bonus. I get a lot from these conversations. I get a lot from, putting my music out there, my artwork out there. I get so much from that and so much joy that it really, anything that's on top of that is really just gravy. It really is. So, my question for you is, what are you grateful for this holiday season? Sometimes it can be pretty rough to try to figure out, what are the specific things that you feel grateful for, especially if you're going through some stuff. If you're struggling financially, it can be hard to see, daylight and figure out what you're grateful for. If you're hurting, physically, emotionally, mentally, All these things can be a drain on centering yourself from a sense of having a sense of gratitude about life in general. And so that's one encouragement I have is just take inventory. Like I said, there are millions of people that have it far worse than I do. So now I want to talk to you about my holiday wishes for everybody. You know, regardless of who you are and what you believe in your core beliefs, and if you're religious or not, I don't really care. You're a human being, and that's what's most important. So I just feel very strongly about a few things, and one of them is that art and music. My friend Maria, kind of pointed this out in a radio interview I did recently, of that art is the canary in the coal mine as far as what's going on society wise, and then just us as a species. And I agree with that. I agree with it wholeheartedly. In both music and art, there's a reflection of our humanity. I consider art to be an artery of our humanity. And yeah, it's important. So the one first wish I have for everybody this holiday season is to support somebody in your life that is creative. And this doesn't have to be anything, obviously, purchasing music from them, purchasing, an art piece from somebody is wonderful if you can afford it. Right now, there's a lot of people struggling right now, but you know what you can do? You can, if it's like a family member or something like that, supplies are always welcome. It can be canvases, it can be art brushes, it can be more paint. You know, all those things can be something that you can do to support a person in your life who's creative. Now, it also helps if you can buy a song, or if you can, contribute to them. Maybe they've got a Patreon account or something like that set up, or maybe you could just send them $20 in the mail. Everything helps a creative person create if they have the means to do so. And I'm just telling you, from the time I was, knee high to present day, those gifts that allow you to be creative mean so much. They always have for me, and I'm absolutely certain they will for somebody who's creative in your life. So that's my first wish, is support somebody who's creative in your life. And then here's another real easy one is, sometime between, now and the end of the year, give a artist or a musician that just a shout out and tell them you appreciate them. It goes a really long, long way. Um, if you so feel inclined, check out some of these episodes um, that I've got. I think 7 in the bank now that I've gotten out so far. Watch them, and then either reach out to the artist directly, or you can always leave a comment and let them know that you really dig their artwork and or their music, and that you support them, and that you really are in their corner, and you're wishing them good luck into this next year. So that's something that's really easy to do, that doesn't really cost anything except for a couple minutes of your time to just reach out to them and let them know that you enjoy what they do. Trust me, artists and musicians love hearing this. It's not so much an ego thing. It's just the labor of love, and somebody recognizing your labor of love and giving you reinforcement for the fact that what they're doing is worthwhile. We all, as artists and musicians, we all want to feel like what we are doing is worthwhile, even if we just do it for ourselves. That reinforcement really allows us to have a foundation that says, okay, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing, because not only does it make me happy, but it also is giving somebody else joy. And giving somebody else joy through what you love to do anyway, I'm just telling you, I'm not sure if there's a better feeling if other than that, of bringing somebody else joy through something that is a gift that you've been given that you can bestow back out into the world. So there's that. And then the last one I want to say is of my holiday wishes is that you know, like a video, subscribe to the channel. You'd be surprised at, how many people that, especially with, some of my music videos that have a lot of views, how many of those people are not subscribed. So if you can encourage that, or if you can subscribe yourself and if you can encourage others to subscribe, just hitting these milestones like 1,000 people, being subscribed to the channel is a huge milestone and it would mean the world to me. So anything you can do to help me grow the channel is always welcome. And trust me, I am grateful for every single person that has subscribed to this channel and watched anything. It doesn't matter if it's a music video, an instructional video, or one of these episodes with Inside the Creative Mind. I take none of it for granted. None of it. So there's that. And then, lastly, in supporting the channel, if you choose to want to go to tinymessengermedia.com, and check out Inside the Creative Mind. There's a donation form on there. We take all of that. But, it's not, getting donations is great, but what I'm really, really hoping to get is corporate sponsorship. And it doesn't have to be like, something crazy, advertising with us is a really low cost mechanism. So, and I've intentionally made it that way so that the mom and pop organizations who I love have an opportunity to reach, some people they might not otherwise reach. And I like to support a lot of those smaller organizations and help them grow as well. So by helping me, I can help them as well. So if you're a business owner, just, drop me a line in, a private message. You can catch me. Same thing. You can go out to tinymessengermedia.com and drop me a note in the contact form and let me know you're interested, because I'd love to have you. I'm going to kick back up the rest of season 1 shortly after the first of the year, but I'm going to give myself a little bit of a hiatus over the holiday season just to not be working 24/7. That's what it feels like, for the last bit here is that I work all day, then I work half the night, on trying to do all the editing and everything needs to be done to get these episodes out. So there's that. So, support somebody creative in your life, give some artists some shout outs, some likes and some shout outs, and then subscribe and like something from the video, share a video, encourage other people to subscribe, donate if you want to. Those are my three Christmas wishes for the channel. So anyway, I wish you and yours a very, very, very happy holiday season. And I hope that your Christmas wishes come true. If you're a creative type, I hope that you do something creative over the holidays and just feed that beast. Feed your inner creative person that needs to create. And on behalf of all the artists that have been on the channel, musicians, the artists, everybody, we bestow, tons of love your way and to you and yours. And let's make 2026 a much better year than 2025, because it's not been that fun. So anyway, take care and see you around.